Greetings and welcome to end January, February beginning book review. Also, welcome to Jim Corbett National Park. We're at a resort, me and my guy Varis. This video will share a similar format of the previous video where I go around reviewing the books that I have read over the past month. Let's get started. We start with the book that was mentioned in the last video, Mindset. I do not have physical copies of the book to show you, and I think every book I've read this month are also audiobooks, so I'm just gonna see the title and go with it. Mindset is a really good book. It is for those of us, people like me, who struggle with thinking that, with the idea that they are somehow naturally gifted or better than others and could get away with doing less work because of the sheer amount of talent that they have. I highly recommend reading Mindset. It gives you a really good perspective. The basic idea behind the book is fairly simple, but it gives you a very good perspective on what hard work and intelligence really mean. What is the relationship between innate talent and the effort to develop that talent, and whether in the long run, which one of these actually gets you to where you want to go. Really good book. It took me a while to actually wrap my head around the concept. For a while I think I was fighting against it, but by the end of the book, Mindset explores the relationship between natural talent and the effort that you have to put in across a variety of spectrums, across sport persons, academics, music, artistic talent, as well as relationships, corporate culture. And by the time you get to the end of the book, you sort of start understanding what the author was telling you. It took me a while, but I got it. And I highly recommend it to anybody who either thinks they are naturally stupid or thinks they're naturally smart. If you don't think you're naturally either of these things, you may skip this book, but good book. Highly recommended. And yeah. Then I read The Call of the Wild by Jack London, fiction book. It's a story of Saint Bernard and German Shepherd mixed dog, where the dog is the main character. There have been a few different, I think, pieces of media like this before, where random cut. There have been a few pieces of media before this where the main character has been a dog. But I like this one because it's written in a way where they haven't taken away the innocence of the dog. Like they still respect that the dog is much less smarter than a human, so the feelings and the thoughts that a dog experiences cannot be as complicated as a human, so they haven't burdened the dog with complicated emotions. It's very simply written, and yet the dog is very the dog experiences complex emotions and its own social problems, which you have to accept as a human. That there are certain kinds of social structures and achievements which are very different from you, but which equally make a lot of sense in the dog's world. So it's really nice, and the story isn't about a normal pet dog just doing pet dog stuff. It's a wild dog, hence the name Call of the Wild. It's the story of an Alaskan sledge dog, hauling massive amounts of load across the Arctic. But a good book. It has led to a situation where every time I see a dog, I wonder what's going on in its head. But yeah, pretty good. Third book I read was called Eat That Frog. I don't remember the author, and there was nothing remarkable about the book. So I know of the basic concept because I wrote about Eat That Frog and the concepts that that the book talks about in my own productivity book that I wrote with Varis. So the basic concept of Eat That Frog is to get the most difficult, most hardest, the task that will bring you the most value in your life first in the morning. It assumes the fact that there is too much work to be done for anybody, and you have to prioritize some work over other work. And it sort of teaches you throughout the book how to prioritize work that is more important to you over the work that isn't, and how to get that work which is more important to you done. Not a lot of stuff that you don't know about already. Plus, it's a shorter book. But if you're looking for a light read and something to get you kick started, pretty good. Can't fault it too much. But yeah, nothing exceptional, just light reading. Got another book done that was on my list, so yeah. Now, a couple of honorable mentions. These are books that I started reading this month, but I stopped because I hated them, or I did not. I couldn't read anymore. Number one is Rich Dad Poor Dad. Just no. It's just a big, just a big no on that one. Rich Dad Poor Dad sounds like it's been written by a 13-year-old uh, whose ideas of wealth just blow my mind. Um, I know it's quite controversial to say this because Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it's a very famous book. A lot of people have lots of respect for the book. I do not. I really think there are, there the both the philosophy and the way it's written I take an issue with, at least a minor issue with. To be honest, I didn't read a lot. I read the absolute beginning of it, where Rich Dad is explaining to him how the rich don't pay taxes, or well, the first chapter after he works for him for 3 hours, and then he talks about how now you're talking about all of the employees I've had, and now you're talking about all the employees I've fired. I just it's just a no on that one. If that is the kind of person that Robert Kiyosaki has taken inspiration from, might as well not read that book. And the second book that I started but I left reading was Outliers. And to be honest, I don't take such a big issue with Outliers. I think Outliers might have been a good book, or at least a readable book. But from what I understood from the intro of the book is about how a lot of the outliers that there are in this world are there because of circumstances that are outside of their control and outside of our control. Of how to be a real outlier, it's not just lots of effort or innate talent that gets you, but also pretty much sheer luck and breadth of opportunity. So I had to move away because of the background noise, but yeah, so I from what I understood the concept of the book to be, I don't know if it is, but it seemed like that it is. From the introduction, I felt like there are better things to read than this, and so I didn't read it. I read the intro and then I stopped because I felt like there are better books to read. The book that I have been reading now, and the book that I will probably be the first, definitely will be the first book in the next video, is Ikigai, and I have been enjoying it a lot. It's a really, really good book, especially for somebody like me who has developed a lot of unhealthy habits over the last few months. Not sleeping well, not eating well, not resting well, not working out well. Ikigai brings a lot of balance. Ikigai gives me a lot of perspective into what life should be like, and I'm really excited to finish this book. I've read through a lot of it, and there are probably going to be actual action items that I take from the book as well. I've already started implementing some of the philosophies, so I eat less now. The 80% rule that the Japanese talk about in the book, where you stop eating when your stomach is 80% full. Love that. I've been trying to implement it. I'll try to also probably go into a more vegetarian diet. This is still iffy. I do not know if I'll be able to do it. I'm a hardcore non-vegetarian, but I might end up eating more veg. And yeah, some more aerobic exercises, light-hearted laughter, stuff like that. It's been nice, especially in an environment. The Jim Corbett is the perfect surroundings to read that book. It's great air, great surroundings, lots of sunshine. So I just plug in the earphones and I take a walk and I listen to Ikigai, and it's amazing. Hopefully I finish that book soon, and then I don't know what I'll read later. But yeah, just a quick mention to Ikigai. I'm loving reading it, and yeah, hopefully I finish it fast. Thank you for listening to this video. I'll hope to continue this throughout the year. Lots of books to come. Let me know what you're reading in the comments below, and if you have any recommendations that I should read. As always, my focus are early childhood development or childhood education. just general self-improvement, including business, and novels, just proper fiction. But yeah, I'm also happy to explore other categories or books that you really like. And yes, keep doing the great work that you all do, and I'll see you next month with another book review. Bye bye.